Hey friends, it's so great to be with you again. This week we are focusing on texture. We've talked a little bit about implied texture in art, meaning a drawing or painting that looks like it has a unique surface quality. Today we're going to look at actual texture, specifically in sculpture. Sculpture is a type of art that is three-dimensional. And most of the time you can see all of the sides of the artwork. So allow me to introduce you to Alberto Giacometti, an artist from Switzerland, who was mainly a sculptor, but also did painting and printmaking. He has been one of the most important sculptors over the last 100 years. We're going to look at his sculptures today because they have a unique surface quality or texture. Giacometti was born in 1901 and came from a very creative family. His father was a successful painter, and his brother was an architect. His brother was also the model for many of his sculptures. Giacometti wanted to make artwork focusing on figures, as you can see here in Man Pointing. A famous museum called the Metropolitan Museum of Art commented that his art reminded people of lone trees in the wintertime. He was trying to capture the idea of the figure with simple lines and simple movements. But the surface of the sculptures have a very rough and bumpy texture. They are raw and rough, not smooth. Walking Man 1, as you see in this picture, was one of his most famous pieces of art. It's a life-size bronze sculpture, and it is one of the most expensive sculptures ever sold. Currently, it is the picture on a piece of Swiss money. The 100 Swiss franc banknote has a picture of the Walking Man 1. He is very famous in Switzerland. Creating a sculpture of a figure like Alberto Giacometti, but we're going to be using foil instead of bronze. The foil will give our sculptures a rough and bumpy texture on the surface in a similar way to Giacometti's sculptures. Here are the supplies you're going to need: a piece of foil, a marker, and some scissors. Go ahead and grab those things and we'll get started. Hey everyone, I'm here with Maria today. Hi. We're going to be making Alberto Giacometti sculptures with foil. So you need to get a piece of foil and a marker, and meet us back here. Maria is going to be the one demonstrating. So when you see the hands in the video, that's her. Are you ready? Okay, let's get started. All right, we have our foil ready and our marker and our scissors, and we're ready to go. So you need to get a piece of foil that's about 16 inches long. If I take a ruler, let me show you. It is about 16 inches long. Actually, this one's more like 18. As long as you can make it, it will be fine. Not too long, but about 16 inches would be perfect. Okay, now you're going to take a marker, and we're going to mark on our foil the lines where we're going to cut to make the head and the body and the legs and the arms. So at the top of your tin foil, you're going to divide it into thirds by making 2 lines, and not all the way down to the center. You don't need a ruler for this. Just make them as straight as possible. It's okay. Doesn't have to be even, just do your best. All right, good. Then at the bottom, turn your paper over, turn your foil, turn it around so you can do that. This will be the bottom. We're just going to divide it in half We're going to make one line right down the middle. Not all the way to the center, but about like that. A little farther up, Maria. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Almost at the
Okay,
center.
good. Alberto Giacometti's sculptures have really long legs, so that's why we wanted to give it some nice legs, because those would be the leg sections. Okay, let's turn our foil back around. Now, this part over here, this is going to be one arm. This is going to be a second arm. Let me label them for you, just so that we can kind of visualize it. This is going to be the head, arm, arm, leg, leg, and torso. All right, perfect. So once you have it all labeled, you don't have to put the words on it, but you do have to do the lines. Then it's time to cut down the lines with scissors. So go ahead and make your cuts. Don't go all the way to the center. Stop at the end of the line. Okay, excellent. Now that you have your lines cut, we can start pinching and squeezing the foil together to make the arms, to make the legs and the head, and then the torso. And you're just going to keep pinching it and squeezing it till it makes the size and the right shape that you want. When you're done, then you can move it around to make different movements with your sculpture. The sculpture in the end will have a really nice texture on it because we're using foil, just like Alberto Giacometti's. Even though he used bronze and metal to make his sculptures, we're using tin foil. Aluminum is another type of metal, just not quite the same as bronze. So go ahead and start pinching and squeezing the sections to make your body. Okay, we have our sculptures pinched and twisted, and it's now in the shape of a person. And so Maria just said, can I make it now, do different movements and put it in different positions? Absolutely. So Maria, which position are you going to put yours in?
I'm going to make it look like it's falling.
Okay.
So like this.
Thanks for joining us, guys. These are our Alberto Giacometti tin foil sculptures. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.